Morning Dream Builders, I hope you're doing well. Just wanted to reach out just to fill you in on a couple of things in the life of Sunny Hill that I think will be of interest to you. On the back of our week of prayer and fasting at the beginning of the year, which was amazing by the way, we decided that it would be great if we continue with weekly prayer gatherings up until Easter weekend. And so every Wednesday currently we meet at 6:30 a.m. on Zoom. 6:30 till 7 every Wednesday morning, where we just spend a bit of time reflecting on the scriptures and then praying together into specific areas of Sunny Hill life. Now, as a dream builder, one of the primary commitments of being a dream builder is that we're praying into the vision. We want to pray into the vision of Sunny Hill because we believe that prayer produces results. And we're actually seeing some of those results, aren't we? We're seeing people get saved. It's amazing. It's amazing what God is doing at the moment, not just at Sunny Hill, but across the church in the UK. But the reason these things are happening aren't disconnected from the fact that we are upping the ante on prayer. And so really want to encourage you as dream builders to make every effort to come to these weekly prayer gatherings. Yes, they're early in the morning, 6:30 a.m. But let me tell you, there is no better way to start the day than to gather with your brothers and sisters and pray. That kind of rhymes. I didn't even mean that. There's no better way to start the day than to gather with your brothers and sisters and pray. Hooray. Okay, so 6:30 every Wednesday morning. The Zoom details will be on this mail out, so you can find out what they are. But in relation to that and some of the fruit we're seeing from these prayer times, we've got 4 baptisms happening this Sunday night. Can't wait. 4 people who have said yes to Jesus. Now, what I love about these testimonies in particular is that none of them were kind of raised in a Christian household. None of them have kind of been churched in any way, shape or form. They're brand shiny new, first generation believers. That doesn't make them a better Christian, but it does mean that their testimony is kind of interesting because in some cases they were staunch atheists, broken, just like without a hope, but then Jesus showed up in their life, and I love it. And, you know, as a church, our vision, as is on the wall there, is that we're a church for the one. I don't know what you can see. Maybe you can just see for the or for. But we are for the one who doesn't know Jesus yet. That's why we believe we're here as a church, because we want to see more and more people come to Jesus. And there's no better way to celebrate someone coming to Christ than to celebrate and enjoy witnessing the public declaration of their faith through baptism. And so this Sunday night, they're getting baptized. There may be more by Sunday night. But isn't it amazing? Like just in December, we had 10 people get baptized. Now already, just a month later, we've got another 4 people who are saying, I want to get baptized. I'm just believing, like, please, Lord. And I want you to believe with me, please, Lord. Can this happen more and more and more and more? Like, you know, when people aren't getting saved, we become more introspective. We become more self-serving, self-focused and critical of church and life. But when people are getting saved, it's hard for our hearts to stay hard, because actually we are connecting to the vision that God has given us. In some way, we're touching the vision of seeing ones becoming Jesus followers. And so this Sunday night at 6:30, really want to encourage you to come to Beacon Church on the Heath at 6:30, where we're just going to have a praise party. We're going to hear some great testimony. And if you've got kids, bring the kids. It's important that they grow up in environments like this, where they see just faith displayed. So that's Sunday night at 6:30. And just so you're aware, also on the back of prayer, we have a prayer gathering happening this Sunday night as well, 5 till 6 at the same venue. So before the baptism service, we're going to have a prayer time, an hour's prayer time, 5 till 6 p.m. And the reason we do that is every first Sunday of the month we have a prayer gathering at Corfmullen, and we didn't want to miss this month because we've got baptism, so we wanted to do both. So 5 till 6 p.m. we're going to have prayer time, and then 6:30 p.m. we're going to have baptisms, all happening at the Beacon Church. So as a dream builder, I implore you to be there. Get out, come on. You know, maybe you're in the habit of just going to church once on Sunday, then having roast dinner and having a siesta, then hanging out. But I want to encourage you, drag yourself out your house, get yourself back to church Sunday night, because it's going to be a fun evening of testimony. So be there. As well as that, we've got something significant happening in the next couple of weeks. For those of you who aren't aware, historically we've had a really strong missional connection with the country of Uganda. We've had a significant relationship with a man called Martin Nangoli. Some of you have met him. He's been to our church a few times, shared his story, and there's a lot of love for him in Sunny Hill. Well, during COVID and just after COVID, he hit a lot of personal challenges, which has meant that relationship has broken down a bit. And because that relationship has broken down, our missional kind of connection into the country has broken down. And as a leadership team, we think it's really important that we kind of get our boots on the ground and go and assess what's going on with him, what's going on with our areas of interest, like the schools we've been supporting. You know, over the many years, you've been so generous, and we've bought beds, we've bought benches, we've bought blankets, we've bought boots, we've bought torches. We've even sent money to build a toilet block. And we're just aware that with all of those years of investments, with all of the money that we've sent and the teams that we have sent, the people who have gone on behalf of Sunny Hill, that it would be remiss of us to not get our boots on the ground and just make an assessment of where things are at. And so a handful of us are going to be heading off. So me and Matt are going, me and Matt Mellor are going. So it was decided, because we need to make some big decisions about our future involvement with Uganda, that I would need to go as lead pastor of Sunny Hill, because yeah, it's just a really significant decisions that need to be made. And so I volunteered to go, and so going to be heading out on the 13th of Feb, going to be flying out to Uganda, and we're going to be there for just over a week. And Sim Goldenberg and Josh Sissons have opted to join us as well this year, which is amazing. They've chosen to come, which is great. So there's a team of 4 of us heading to Uganda together, so that we can have crucial conversations with key people, and we can see what has been happening, and then ultimately, prayerfully, discern what the way ahead looks like, if there is in fact a way ahead. And so I really wanted to put that on your radar. I'm sure we will kind of vlog from over there. You know what I'm like. I take my phone everywhere, and I intend to do some Facebook Lives if we have the internet, and communicate back with you what we're seeing. But really want to ask you as dream builders to be praying for Martin and Jacinta. They've hit some marital challenges. Obviously that's highly personal, but as dream builders, we just kind of want you to be aware that things have really been challenging for them. And so, you know, we'll be spending a bit of time with them. That's the plan, hopefully, sitting with them, praying with them, counseling them. But aside from those pastoral kind of obligations, we have a bigger question to answer, which is, do we continue to invest into that part of the world? And is there a viable avenue for us to do that? Or was it for a season, and has that season come to an end? So we've got to answer some big questions. So because we have some big questions to answer, we need to pray some big prayers. And so we want to ask you, dream builders, to be really undergirding our trip in prayer. We'll communicate a little bit more about that at church, probably a week on Sunday. But yeah, just wanted to put it on your radar, because prayer changes things. And even though we don't have the answers, God has the answers. And so just wanted to put it on your radar for prayer and consideration. It's so good having the dream builders in Sunny Hill, the core of Sunny Hill, who are there like a backstop, ready to catch things, ready to pray for things, you know, before it comes to the public attention of the wider church. To have a core of people who say, we're here to pray into the vision of Sunny Hill. And part of the vision of Sunny Hill is that we're for the one who doesn't know Jesus yet. And that's true in Poole, Bournemouth, Ferndown, Corfmullen, but it's also true in Jordan, in Uganda, in Europe, all over the place. And so we want to see that vision play out, not just over the road, but also over the sea. And so to that end, we are getting our boots on the ground. So I say all these things just because writing an email would take me a lot longer. Even though it may be short for you to read, it would take me a lot longer to write. And time is kind of at a premium right now. But anyways, thank you for all you do as dream builders. Thank you for the ways in which you pray for us as a church. Thank you for the ways in which you serve the church. You're so faithful in your service. And thank you for the ways in which you give to the vision, the way you tithe faithfully. You know, the combination, the trifecta of those 3 things, prayer, service, and sowing, really speak to the health of our community. And so I just really want to affirm you in that, thank you in that. And I look forward to seeing you this weekend, whether you're at Poole or Ferndown. And yeah, just as we land our This Is Us series by looking at the values and culture of our house. Anyways, bless you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks for watching this video. Be blessed.